Hello children, good afternoon. So today in this class we are going to learn about food item and ingredients, right? So this is the first chapter from where food and its component. So this is the first topic in that chapter, right? So by the end of this class you will going to learn about necessity of the food and difference between food item and ingredients, then nutrients which are present in the food, and biological sources, that is the plant source and animal sources. So simple question, that can we live without food? I mean, like, can we survive without food? No, right? So food is very important. Without food, no human beings or no living organisms can survive. So first, why do we need food, right? So why do we need food? Because if we eat food, if we take food, it gives us energy, right? It acts as a fuel of our body, and it provides energy for physical and mental activities. And next, coming to, it also helps in growth and development. That means it provides raw materials needed to build new cells, right? New cells which helps in growth. That means in you can see that in children, children will be this much height, right? So day by day, new cells will be formed and they will become tall, right? The growth will be improved. And next, it also helps in repair and maintenance. So it helps in healing wounds and also replacing worn out or damaged cells, right? So whenever you fall down, um, whenever you're getting hurt, it will heal the worn places. And next, it gives you immunity, right? It provides you the immunity, and it also protects from the body. It also protects from the diseases, right? And it also helps in fighting infections. Next, what is food? I mean, what is the definition of food, right? So in simple terms, we can say that food is the biological fuel, right? It is the biological fuel that provides us energy for all life processes, right? For growth, for energy, everything, whatever the processes, I mean, like, whatever the process is going to take place in our body, food will be helping. And next, coming to the scientific definition, it is any nutritious substance, right? Food is any nutritious substances that organism, right? Living organism, example, people, animal, plants, so consume or absorb to maintain life and stimulate growth. So food is useful for us because it maintains life and stimulate growth. Now, coming to key concept, without food, there will be no cellular processes, right? And it serves as the primary external source of chemical energy for all living beings. Okay. Next, here you will learn about difference between food items and ingredients. What is food item and what is ingredient, right? Coming to first, ingredient. So ingredient is the raw material. Okay, it is the raw material or components which is used to prepare a food item. So all raw materials together prepare a food item. Example ingredients we can take as salt, water, vegetables, right? Basic ingredients. See here, lentils. Lentils means these are the combination of all dals. Dal, we can say that moong dal, black gram, green gram. So every dal we can call it as lentils, dals. Okay, so ingredient are the raw materials. So these are the raw materials or components used to prepare food item, specific food item, right? So food item is the final and edible product which is ready to eat, right? After giving ingredients. So let's take an example. If you want to prepare maggie, okay, what you will do first? You will take a pan, right? In that you will add some water, later some salt, and the masala which was given in the packet, and later you will add the Maggi, okay, raw Maggi. So after that, what you will get? Cooked Maggi. So that water, masala and the noodles are the raw materials, and the ending which you get the product, that is final product, that is called as food item, right? Next, here we will deconstruct the food item. That means constructing means building. Deconstructing means separating, right? So here boiled rice. So for boiled rice, what are required? I mean, like what ingredients are required? Main ingredients, that is raw rice, right? Without rice, how we will get boiled rice? No, right? So rice is the important core ingredient, right? It is the core ingredient. It is a core ingredient. So raw rice plus water, which gives us boiled rice. Next, for roti chapati, what we required for making roti chapati? First one is wheat flour and next one is water. So these are the raw materials which are required for the preparing of roti and chapati. Next, dal, right? Dal. For that, what we required raw pulses, that is lentils, right? So dal, water, salt, oil, ghee, species, and some people may add tomato, so green leaves. So these all comes under, this all helps to prepare dal. And next is chicken curry, right? So in chicken curry, what are the main ingredient required? First one is chicken. So without chicken, there will be no chicken curry. Next, species. Spices, not species, spices. Spices are the chili. So next, masala. So these all comes under spices. Later, oil or ghee, right? Oil or ghee, then water, onions, tomatoes, green leaves. So these all ingredients are required for preparing chicken curry. So this is the deconstructing food item. Next, so here you will learn about chemistry of the ingredients, right? Here, these are the nutrients. So nutrients are these are very helpful for our human beings, not our for our only for human beings, but these are also helpful for living organisms, right? So what are the major nutrients present in the food? So first one is carbohydrate. Okay, this is the major nutrient. After carbohydrate, protein. So one nutrient is helpful for us to one life process. So example you can take carbohydrate, which gives us energy, right? It provides us energy. So where we can find carbohydrates? So where we can get carbohydrates? From bread, wheat, corn, potato. So carbohydrates are present in potato, corn. So right, example, these are the examples. Okay, and next coming to proteins. What proteins will give? It is essential for muscle building, that is strength, right? So proteins will give us strength, and it also helps in cell repairing. Okay, it also helps in cell repairing. Where can we find? Where can we found these proteins? We can find in milk. These are the peas and egg, chicken. So in these we can find proteins. And next coming to fats and oils. Okay, so where can we find fats and oils? We can find in ghee, right, which is an animal source, and it helps, it stores the energy and required for absorbing certain vitamins. So fat gives us certain vitamins. Okay, next, where do these ingredients comes from, right? Ingredients are there, but from where we are getting ingredients? So here there are two biological sources. Okay, one is plant source and one is animal source. So first one is plant source and second one is animal source. So from these two sources we will get ingredients. So first one is plant source. So here, this is the major portion of human diet, right? Plant sources are the major portion of human diet, and these ingredients come from plants. Like example, see here you can see, right? These grams, green gram, ground nuts, so everything, green leaves, coriander, everything will come from plant sources. And coming to animal sources, it provides mainly animal sources will give us protein, right? See here you can eggs, milk, cheese, butter, everything. So these all ingredients will come from animal sources. So biological sources of two types. One is plant source and one is animal source. Now, first coming to plant source. So plants, plants are autotrophic, right? So plants are autotrophs. That means which prepare their own food. So which prepares food on their own without depending on others. So these are called as autotrophs. So here autotrophs. Auto means self. So they prepared their own food without depending on other organisms. And here these are called as primary producers. That means these provide food to others, but they don't consume food from other organisms. And they produce their own food using sunlight. You remember that photosynthesis happens in green plants. So again we can consume different parts of these plants to get energy. So here these are the categories. Okay, first one is cereals and grains. So wheat, rice, maize, these all are comes under cereals and grains, right? And coming to pulses, moong dal, rajma, channa. So these are categorized into pulses. And you also know about vegetables and fruits. Vegetables, tomato, brinjal, potato. So these all are vegetables. And fruits, you know, apple, mango. So these all are from plant sources. And now coming to edible plant parts, right? So there are four types of edible plant parts. First one is root. So here plant stores carbohydrates in taproots. That means here these roots. Okay, these are the taproots. Example carrot, radish. So these all are the taproot plant sources, which means if this is the plant, here I am drawing. So normal, okay, think. So this is the plant. Okay, in down, this is the sand, soil, and here. So here you can find the taproot, taproots. So carrot, onions. So these all comes from the roots. So this part. Okay, so this. And now stem. Okay, so these are the root examples, root plant sources examples. And coming to the stem, main example is that potato, right? Everyone think that, assume that potato is from root, but no, potato is from stem. That is, so this is the plant again. Assume that this is the plant and this is the soil, and down there are the roots. So from here you will get the potatoes. Okay, so these are the potatoes. This is a stem. These are the roots, right? So from here you will get the potatoes, that is stems. Modified stems grow under ground to store food. So first one is root, second one is stem, and coming to third one, leaves, right? Leaves we can see on top. So like this, right? These are the leaves. So the kitchen of the plant, and it is also known as food factory of the plant, right? Because it helps in photosynthesis, it transports food, everything. So it is food factory of the plant. And now here it is rich in vitamins and minerals. Example, you can see spinach, cabbage, lettuce, and coriander. These are the sources of leaves. And coming to seeds and flowers, here these are the reproductive parts, right? So seeds come from flower. So here you will get the seeds. If this is the flower, you will get from the seeds. So these are packed with the concentrated energy and proteins. So example for seeds, wheat, that means rice, mustard, peanuts, And coming to flower, cauliflower, it is also flower, it comes under flower. And this is broccoli, and this is the banana flower. Now we will discuss about animal sources. So in plant source, what we discussed, plant sources are so plants are autotrophs, which means it prepares its own food that without depending on other organisms. And there we have learned about four edible parts, right? First one is root, second one is stem, third one is leaves, and fourth one is seeds and flowers. Now coming to animal sources. So animal sources, these are called as animals. So these are heterotrophs. Hetero, heterotrophs, right? Because because they depend on plants and other animals for their food. They don't prepare their own food. So that's why they are called as heterotrophs, right? And here coming to categories of animal sources, first one is dairy, that means milk, cheese, curd, butter, everything. So this is also animal sources. These we will get from cow, buffalo. And coming to poultry and meat, so eggs, chicken, fish, meat. So these all will comes under animal sources. Now, so here we will end with the concept. If you have any doubts, you can keep comments and I will reply to it. And now coming to interactive activity time. So here I have given three pictures, right? So now you tell me biological sources of these three pictures. So idli sambar, is this a plant source or animal source? Idli sambar. So the answer is it is a plant source. Plant source. Because idli, it is prepared from pulses or cereals. And chutney prepared from groundnuts. And sambar, it is prepared from dal, that is lentils. So it is a plant source. Now coming to aloo gazar sabji. So it is a plant source or animal source? It is a plant source because these are potatoes, right? So these are comes from plant source, that is stem, and carrot root and corn. So these everything, these are plant sources, right? And now coming to here, cheese omelette. So is this plant source or animal source? Cheese omelette. These both are also, these both are animal source because cheese come from milk, right? And omelette, egg, right? So these also, these are from animal sources. Now curiosity based learning. So here the unique animal source, that is honey. You know that it is an animal source, but bees make it by collecting nectar. Nectar is a sweet juice, sweet juice from the flowers. So it is both animal source and plant source because bees are the animals, right? Animal source. And flowers, it is plant. So bees, it collect nectar from flowers, right? And fun fact, that pure honey will never get spoiled. And here there is a documented that here one archaeologist, not one, some archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3000 years old and still perfectly edible. So edible means we can consume. So pure honey will never get spoiled. And now hot questions, right? So here you can see the question, and it is here you can see the explanation also. So first one, why is salt neither plant source nor animal source? It is not animal source and it is also not plant source. Then which source is salt? It is a biological, non-biological source because it is a mineral obtained from seawater evaporation, right? So that is non-biological source. Now here another question, are mushrooms a plant source? So is mushroom is a plant source? No. Mushroom comes under fungi family, right? It belongs to fungi kingdom because it grows on decaying matter and they do not have chlorophyll. So here in mushroom there is no photosynthesis process, right? Because there is absence of chlorophyll. Okay. Now third question, why do we eat sprouted seeds? That means moong dal. Every morning, some people will take diet, right? They will eat sprouted seeds. Why? What gives that sprouted seeds? Because it increases the nutritional value, right? And it also gives vitamins and proteins easier for our body to digest and absorb. So in sprouting, it increases the nutritional value and making vitamins and proteins easier for our body to digest and absorb. So some people, most of the people will take sprouted seeds in early morning. Okay. So next, this is a summary. So what we have learned from starting, once again I will recap. Okay. So here you have what is food and ingredient. Ingredients are the raw materials and food item is the final product. And food is our body's fuel and it is also biological fuel. Okay. It is a biological fuel and dishes are made of basic building blocks. That means dishes are made up of ingredients, that is raw materials. And coming to plant source and animal source, plant sources, these are autotrophs, that means which prepare their own food. And here we eat their roots, right? This carrot, radish and stem, potato, onions, leaves, spinach, coriander, and then seeds, that means wheat, rice. So these comes under plant sources. Now coming to animal sources, these are heterotrophs, that means they depend on others for food. So these are called as heterotrophs and they provide us with milk, egg, buttermilk, cheese, butter, ghee and also honey, right? Honey comes under animal and plant sources, right? So that's all for today, and in next section we are going to discuss about components of food, that is nutrients, right? Thank you.